Hi, hello friends. Now we are going to learn about what is metals. In this topic we learn about what is metals, elements and their properties and usages. I will present the PPT. At last you can easily understand what is metals, elements and their properties and usages. According to the Aristotle theory, he did not believe in atomic theory and he thought that all materials on earth were not made of atoms but of the four elements earth, fire, water and air. He believed all the substances were made of small amounts of these four elements of matter. But scientists have identified 92 natural elements and created about 28 other artificial elements and totally about 118 elements in the periodic classification of elements in the periodic table. Then we can see what is elements. Because metals are categorized under elements. Elements are pure substances that cannot be broken into simpler substances. In this line we can clearly understand that the substance which cannot be break into two substances or simpler substances are called as elements. The elements are in combinations make up our bodies, our world and sun, and in fact the entire universe is made up of elements. Without the elements we cannot exist. On the periodic table of the chemical elements, the elements are classified into three major groups: metals, non-metals, metalloids. In these three categories, in this video we can see what is metal. We can see where it is located and their properties and their usages. First, metals. Metals are located on the left side of the periodic table. Metals easily bond with other elements to form compounds. It is further classified as alkali metals, alkaline earth metals and transition elements. The alkali metals are the first column which is highly reactive. The alkaline earth metals are the second group which is in second column, and from 3 to 12 it is called as transition elements, and these are the three major groups in the periodic table of the metals. Among the 118 elements, 93 elements are metals and the rest are non-metals and metalloids. Then we can see the properties of metals, which is very important, and last we can see the usage. There are about 8 major properties. We can see one by one. Okay. Metals are solid at room temperature except mercury, because mercury is in liquid state. As we already know, metals are always at solid state. On the second point is metals are hard. When we heat the metal, it makes sounds. That sound is called as sonar. In the image you can clearly understand it. On next, the third point. Metals have shiny luster, or it is otherwise called as metallic luster. The shiny luster. Shiny means it shines. Luster is the ability of metal to reflect light. The metals which reflect light is called as luster. So metals have shiny luster. Did you able to understand? It's very simple. On next, the fourth point. The fourth point is the metals are good conductors of electricity. Copper, silver and gold are good electrical conductors. As we already know, metals are always good at conductors of electricity. In a conductor, electric current can flow freely. Since metals have free electrons, they can carry a charge easily. On next, the fifth point. Metals are malleable. It is called as malleability. The property which allows the metals to be hammered into thin sheets is called as malleability. The process of thin sheet is called as malleability. In the image you can clearly understand how it transforms the process of malleability. On next, the sixth point. The metals are ductile, or the process called as ductility. The property which allows the metals to be drawn into thin wires is called as ductility. In the image you can clearly understand how copper metal is transformed into copper wire. On next, the eighth point. Before the seventh point is the metals are highly reactive, which means they bond easily with other elements to form compounds. The reaction with sodium with water, and as an example for the highly reactive elements there are so many examples are there. The reaction of calcium with water and the reaction of potassium with water. How they react is the images you can clearly see. At last, metals have high melting and boiling point, as we already know. Now we have learned the properties of metals and we can see the usage of metals. The iron helps in making bridges, engine parts, iron seats and bars. The copper which helps in making the electrical wires, coins and statues. And next the silver and gold which helps in making jewels, decorative purposes and photography, that is the lens are used. Mercury which is in a liquid state is used in thermometers and barometers because of the high density and uniform expansion at different temperature. The aluminium which is used in electrical wires, cables and aerospace industries. The aluminum is basically and mostly used in the household electrical appliances. At last the lead which is used in the automobile batteries and also used in the X-ray machine. So I hope you can clearly understand what is elements, metals and their properties and usages. See you in the next video. Thank you.